Lumix GH7 Macro 4/3 Power Horse, a camera that can do a lot. Lumix Macro 4/3 flagship. 25.2 psi CMOS sensor, 4K 120 frames per second recording, internal Apple ProRes and RAW video recording, ARRI color profile, SSD recording, no recording time limits, real-time LUTs, tilt and fully articulated screen. Okay, this camera is feature-packed. It would actually be easier and quicker to talk about what it hasn't got, although I struggle to think of anything. Lumix have really nailed it with it. After the announcement of G9 II last year, we all knew that this camera is coming. G9 II is everything for photography that this is for video. But is there more to it than just all those specs? Who is this camera for? What is it good for? And is it a camera for you? Hopefully in this video, I'll answer all those questions and more. Quick disclaimer first, I have this GH7 with some lenses on loan from Lumix UK, but as always, I was not asked or paid to say anything specific about it, and this is my own unbiased and honest opinion about this camera. G9 II is a very capable camera. It has a really broad Lumix MFT format back on the map, and it was a first camera that got me really excited about Macro 4/3. This is exactly the same camera, but with added a lot of tools, features to make it more video centric. It doesn't mean it's a video camera though. It is still a hybrid, well suited for both photography and video. The biggest problem GH6 had was the autofocus. This is now in a league of its own, although it is the same sensor as G9 II. It seems better to me, it seems to work better. Autofocus is certainly not something to worry about at all. I always find it difficult reviewing cameras and talking about autofocusing or image quality, as this hugely depends on the lenses you use. Macro 4/3 system has got a lot of lenses to choose from, but there are a few that are truly exceptional and make this camera a very strong competition to any full frame equivalent. I've been using this 25 to 50mm f1.7 Lumix Leica zoom, and this lens confirms that it is just a myth that you get better image quality and more depth of field with full frame cameras and lenses. Although not cheap, in my opinion, together with the 12 to 25mm Leica Lumix, they make this camera something way above average and really exceptional. There's also every other focal length available and hundreds of manual photography or cinema lenses available to choose from for this camera. You won't struggle to find a right lens for you and whatever you shoot. What is GH7 good for? If you do not shoot video at all or not planning to, go with G9 II. Although G9 II is more of a photo camera, it is a very capable of recording high quality video too. GH7 is different. It has got features that are aimed at high-end video production, features that most of mortals or anyone producing TikTok videos will never need. Firstly, it can record in Apple ProRes RAW format internally, something that only Red or recently Nikon were capable of before. RAW video is uncompressed video recording format, recorded in log and straight from the sensor onto the card or SSD without being processed in any way by the camera. So why would you need to record in RAW? If your final video is delivered in any way online, I don't think it really matters, as every single platform will further compress it. There's no more dynamic range in RAW than ProRes standard QuickTime files captured by GH7. You need to record in RAW when you need maximum quality for TV or cinema delivery, when this specific format is required by the client, for example. Very big files as well, about 30 minutes of 5.7K OpenGate 30p footage on 1TB SSD hard drive, even less with C4K 60p, about 20 minutes. This brings me also to ARRI log C3 color profile. This is not pre-installed with GH7, separate purchase costing extra $200. This is something purely designed and very useful for production teams shooting Netflix or featured movies on ARRI cameras, and when smaller camera to fit in tighter places or on the drone is needed. This will allow GH7 to be totally compatible with the big cameras, ARRI cameras, and make editors' life easier. For the rest of us mortals, Lumix built-in V-Log has got the same dynamic range, is more than sufficient and excellent log profile for even heaviest color graders out there. Also, when you spend a little extra on a new XLR audio add-on module for GH7, you enable 32-bit float audio recording in camera. This is audio RAW equivalent, allowing you to save too quiet or too loud recordings in post. These three functions alone put GH7 in a different category than all other cameras in this price range. 4 if you count also time code in and out with included adapter. All this makes GH7 a perfect camera choice for a proper pro broadcast or cinema outfit to be used as a B or C cam when big cameras are just not practical. There's obviously so much more to GH7 than just all that. For the price, it is sometimes worth having all these options for the future. If you make video for a living, it gives you a high-end pro tools if you ever need them. Some of these functions might be total overkill for someone doing only Instagram reels or even just YouTube videos. On the other end of the spectrum, GH7, as with all the current Lumix cameras, have real-time LUT built in, allowing you to add your preferred LUT to your photos or footage in camera so you don't have to edit after. New Lumix Lab app, which was released together with S9, it works with it, but GH7 can't produce MP4 Lite video format, the only video format accepted by the Lumix Lab app at the moment. You still can use the app to create, download, upload LUTs to this camera with. Proxy recording and Frame.io integration is here, as seen with S5 II and S5 IIX. Live streaming directly to RTMP server is possible too. Overall, this camera is insanely good. It offers excellent set of tools for a hybrid shooter, and it is nothing less than any full frame camera can offer quality-wise. Quite the opposite, it can put a lot of full frame counterparts to shame. Who is it for? This is a camera for anyone who is already invested in GH system or Micro Four Thirds and simply wants more. Very good, reliable autofocus, excellent photo camera, and most importantly, a video giant. A camera that can do it all, 4K 120p with no crop, for example, something only seen with very high-end cameras. This is a very high-end camera, but with a cheaper price tag. You have anamorphic D-squeeze, best-in-class optical stabilization. When shooting photos pre-burst, so the camera shoots photos before you even press that shutter button all the way in. A perfect camera for a videographer who shoots professionally and needs a future-proof tool that is reliable and can deliver professional results. It is also a great camera for a total beginner because of the price. It is a pro-level camera that is accessible to mere mortals. It retails for £2,000 here in UK or $2,200 in US for body only. There's no other camera on the market that can offer this kind of video specs in this price range. Built unlike G9 that inherited S5 II body, this is exactly the same externally as GH6, and this is a good thing. Very well built and designed camera. Everything screams professional. Even the battery door latch is better than most of cameras. All the buttons and dials are solid and well laid out. Well, almost all. Taking into consideration that it is video-centric camera, the red record button on top is in the most awkward position to press when holding the camera in your hands. Luckily, you can reprogram all the buttons to your needs, so you don't have to use it. You can program the record to different buttons. 2 card slots, CF Express and SD, full HDMI and USB-C. You can actually record to external SSD via USB-C. That ingenious Lumix LCD screen design that tilts, and it is also fully articulated at the same time. Built-in cooling system, no overheating issues with this camera, even with the highest spec recording formats. All the physical stuff that you loved from GH6 is here. There was nothing to fix with the design of this camera at all, and I'm glad that they did it. Conclusion, this is a camera of 2024 so far. It will be very difficult for any brand to beat it and bring anything better than this for video work and within this price. If you are a videographer who simply needs a super camera, a workhorse, reliable, future-proof tool, then this could be easily it. This is a camera that should appeal to the big production teams shooting TV, Netflix or cinema stuff. This camera paired with right cinema lenses could be a game changer in times when smaller camera is needed, and one that is almost disposable if you compare it to any ARRI camera prices. This can for sure deliver matching results. It should be also a first choice for anyone who is coming from using any previous version of GH cameras and who simply needs that new phase detect autofocus. If you were shooting with GH5 or GH6 professionally, this is a very worthy upgrade to give you new features and tools on camera body that will be very familiar to you. This is not a camera for anyone who thinks that filming with ARRI color profile and in 4K 120 frames per second will make them better filmmakers. This camera can't make you a better photographer or filmmaker, but it can help you to achieve better results. I think that Lumix have really succeeded in creating a perfect hybrid camera, a perfect Micro Four Thirds camera. Highly recommended. And this is it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.